Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Alright, hello and welcome to Delta T Racing, Season 10, season opener in Canada. Bit of a different format to kick the season off. We've got a one-shot quali, a sprint race, a second one-shot quali, and then a full feature race. New divisions, new sorting. I'll run through the teams probably during the start of the sprint race. As hopefully we'll be able to follow a couple of drivers around on the one-shot quali. I'm not sure how the broadcast's going to work for that, but we'll give it a go. But yeah, I'm not sure on the weather yet. I'm just waiting for a report from the field. But and we're straight into the one-shot quali. And I'll get the menus up here. It's a little bit fast and furious. And we're on board with Hackett. It looks like Guna's got the lead at the moment. But that leaderboard is jumping around all over the place. Guna from Call Me Speed at the moment as we get to switch through to one of the leaders here. Quite a short lap at Canada, about 1 minute 08 for these guys, I reckon. As we see Gunnar shooting down the long back straight, one of 3 DRS zones here, the second of those 3, or the third of those 3. Oh, it's not a great final corner, and it looks like Call Me Speed is going to get the lap in a 109.4. Yeah, he takes it by 3 tenths. So this will be the starting grid for the sprint race, which will be starting imminently. I believe the drivers will have a chance to adjust their setups for the sprint race. But if we go through the list, it's Call Me Speed, Nexton, Gunnar, Zettervall, Joe Hayward, Evan, Hackett, Brandon, Barry Bogorowski, Benny Bunno, Little Mikey. We've got Kavolis, we've got Nell, we've got Afanasou, Berserk, Brother Adam, and Reliot getting disqualified, I assume for track limits infringements. It's quite easy to run wide. We'll head through onto the sprint race, and I'll run you through the grid and teams. It looks like it's raining. I'm not sure how long that's going to last for, but rain is the essence of the day at the moment. Some drivers were chatting about practicing the rain. There's a high chance here in Canada, as in the real life races as well, so it can be a bit of a tricky track. So let's see if they're starting on intermediate or mediums. Quickly, we can run through the teams if we're still waiting for people. Imagine we'll have a formation lap. It'd be weird if we didn't. So in the Saubers, we've got Gunnar and Reliot, the brothers. In the V-Carb, also known as the Alpha Tauri or the Toro Rosso, whatever you want to call it this year, is Berserk and Havoc Connor. I think, yeah, that's right. Then in the Alpine, we've got Hackett and Little Mikey. In the Aston Martin, we've got Maridako and Eleanor Aboud. We are on the formation lap, so I'll just take you to the team. In the Ferrari, we've got a triple team, depending on who's available that night. We've got Nell, Hammers and Bog. In the Haas, we've got Kleppy and Evan. In the McLaren, we've got Benny Bunno and Nexton. In the Mercedes, we've got Brandon and Jay Hayward. In the Red Bulls, we've got Zettervall and Leclos 94. In the Williams, we've got Afanasou and Call Me Speed. So it looks like, I'll just get some menus up here. Everyone's starting on the intermediate tyre. I'll get that out of the way. Yeah, intermediate tyre to kick things off. Doesn't look too wet. Maybe stopping soon. So let's see how it goes. So we got Call Me Speed, the one-shot quali winner, just trying to get a little bit of heat in his tyres. He's a quick driver. He's going to be one of my predictions for the season, I reckon. The Alfa Romeo Kick Sauber Stake.com Mega Green Monster Energy will be a bit of a tough team to beat, though. They're both quick drivers. Good performance from Nexton, as we see Call Me Speed getting into the line. Has he overshot it? No, it's perfect. Let's see if we can get a good camera view, and yeah, that'll do for the. And we've got Bog missing his pit box, so he'll be starting on cold tyres. Alright, wait for everyone to line up. I think we're there. And yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, and away. Call Me Speed gets a good start. It's very tentative. I don't think anyone wants to take too many risks. A bit of action from second, third and fourth. I think everyone's through safe. Let me see if I can switch the camera angles. Yeah, no major incidents, it doesn't look like. I'll get the plus and minus on the to see. No, but no one's lost many positions apart from Bog, who's down 3. I don't think there's any yellow flags, so everyone seems to be through. So we'll flick back to the leaders and put a gap up on screen so we can see where we are. And he's managed to pull out almost a second through the first sector, which is quite impressive. He's yeah, really pushing that car well. Must have done a bit of rain practice. Second we've got Nexton and Zetterville. We've got Evan taking up a position on Benny Bruno. He's just got through there. And as we see the leaders, let's have a flick down through the field, see if there's any close battles coming down this straight. The camera angles aren't great here. And we've got the Haas car almost making a move. We've got the Aston Martin of Cavolis getting past Barry Bogarowski there. And we got movement on Hackett and Jay. Oh, there's three coming into this corner, and they're through safely. So just 12 laps, be quite short. And we got Zetterville right off the back of Nexton, looking to pick up some early points in this sprint race. I'm keeping my eye out for any close cars, and we've got Mikey taking a position on Brandon, but I think he loses it to Evan. A relatively safe start in a wet Canada. I'm quite impressed. Well done, everyone. Still got Zetterville right up the back and Guna right behind him, so we won't have DRS open in the rain. So let's see how well they're managing their batteries. It's a bit of change with ERS this year. And just sticking behind, yeah, no overtakes just yet. There's a massive gap forming between these four and Hackett. Looks like Call Me Speed is running away with this. He looks very quick. Nat Williams. And we've got Bog on Cavolis. Yeah, he's managed to get through. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that's for. There's a lot of cars in close proximity, and we're missing an end plate on Athanasius Williams. Maybe from some action. And we've got yellow flags in sector 1. Yellow flags. Oh, and Mikey's out. Mikey's gone. There's an accident. There is a Alpine stranded. I've got a flashing. I can't tell what this is. Oh, the race has been red flagged. We've got a red flag. I think that's a DTR first for a red flag in the league race. So I believe everyone will be reset back to the grid. They'll have an opportunity to change tyres, do any damage repairs on the car, which I think Athanasius will be grateful for. But yeah, first we've got a red flag. I can't see anything on my screen at the moment, so I'm in the dark just as much as you are. Okay. As we just wait for everything to reset itself. Not too sure exactly what's happening here. Oh, we're straight back in. Right, no formation lap, just cracking on. Raw dogging it. Right, and Call Me Speed gets away well, as does Zetterville, and he nicks into second place. And he's gonna... Ooh! Oh, and Zetterville gets a 10-second time penalty. That felt harsh for that. Alright. Okay, so we're going to roll with that. Zetterville with a 10-second time penalty, as is Hackett, and we've got yellow flags. Let's flick through the field. and see what we've got going on here. We've got Brandon, who looks to be in a bit of trouble here. He's got no front wing, and he's going to be nursing that car back. It does look like it's dried up, and everyone is on medium, or Barry Bogarowski's now on the soft tyre, the sole soft runner. So it'll be very quick if we flick through to him there. He should be looking to gain some positions. I wonder if DRS will be enabled on the next lap, as Nell loses a position on the outside to Athanasu. Nell loses a couple of positions. I think he loses out to brother Adam as well, as does Athanasu. I'm still learning the controls, so bear with me if anything goes wrong. And DRS has been enabled, and there's a couple of bodies who are picking up the time penalty warnings here pretty early on in the race. We're only on racing lap 6. So if we go back to the front, let's see, Call Me Speed is living up to his name and has managed to pull out almost a second on Zettervol, who's going to be suffering with that 10-second penalty. That's going to shoot him right down the field at the moment. We've got Brandon in the pits. Yeah, he's coming in for a fresh front wing. Alright, Call Me Speed leading from Zettervol, from Nexton, from Guna. And we've got Benny Bunno up in 5th in the second McLaren, so they're doing well in the team event. They'll jump a position surely for Zettervol's time penalty, but that's one that may be reviewed due to the harshness of it, I think. Not as many points available here as there are in the main race, obviously. It's only 12 laps. But Call Me Speed is bringing up a gap just like he was in the rain. He looks just as comfortable as he was in the rain as he is in the dry. We've got Guna right up the back in Nexton. We'll be looking to get into those podium positions. It's probably a net P2 once you take into account Zettervol's penalty. And you've got Bog under pressure from Evan. Are those soft tyres dropping off already? Evan is very quick on this game. He's a controller racer, whereas the majority of the field are racing on wheel. So it's a different game he's playing, almost. So let's look at Guna, and he's going to have a little look around the outside going into the hairpin. But I reckon he might be quite. He'll be a favourite to take him down into the chicane down the end here. Yeah, and he gets him. And we'll have the helping of a second load of DRS to catch up to Zettervol. Yeah, and Call Me Speed again sets the fastest lap. He's driving off into the sunset, so to speak. We've got Nell losing a position there. Bog has managed to get back within a second of Benny Bunno, which will help him in his battle versus Evan. Oh, we've got Reliot coming around the outside of Joe Hayward as brother Adam picks up a 3-second time penalty. There's a fair few time penalties. I'm going to put the penalties up on screen just so you're all aware. Wow. Quite a few racking up here. Brandon picks up one, but that's not really going to affect the race as Reliot and Evan battling. Reliot's on a storm. He's taken Bevan. That's a good effort from him there. Alfa Romeo Stake.com, Sauber, Monster Energy, Green Machine working wonders, and he'll be looking to put the pressure on Bog and help his brother in the title fight. Benny Bunno picks up a penalty. That's not going to help him. There's lots of cars bunched up right behind him. Call Me Speed setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Where have we got close battles? And we've got brother Adam right behind Hackett, looking to big lock up there. And Guna, he's right up the back of Zettervol. Now he doesn't have to get past him. And he does have obviously the security of the penalty, but he might want to take a run at Call Me Speed. Call Gunnar Speed. Can you guess his favourite football team? As he does gate the move. Was it wise to do it there? The boys behind him will have 2 loads of DRS to close up. But let's see how they get on. It looks like he's just got a level load more grip. Reliot right up the back of Gunnar, you'd expect, right up the back of Bogarowski, you'd expect him to make the pass of the DRS, and he does, yeah. And he'll have the second helping going into the pit straight. Call Me Speed is just getting faster with every lap. It's astonishing, and Bog loses the place to Evan as well. That second helping of DRS really helping. So yeah, that gap is really going out. Goon is a quick driver, right? And he's losing half a second a sector. Yeah, Johnny, he's absolutely battering him. If I'm being honest, this is a weak performance from Gunnar. I'll say it because I know him. It's fine. He thought he could be number 1, but looks like there's a new kid in town who's managing to build a 5-second gap in 10 laps is pretty impressive. Well, 5-second gap in 4 laps since the red flag restart. So yeah, that's quite the achievement. Zetterville right up the back of Gunnar here, and he's going to go for the move despite being on a 10-second penalty. Love it. Maybe he can make the place up, the 10 seconds up, just like Call Me Speed in a lap and a half. But Gunnar won't have to do too much here. He can just sit behind. Okay, I'll take it all back. He's they touch. Oh dear. No, look. This is. Okay. We've got a spinner. It's Benny Bono. Nice and safe back to track. Safe enough. That'll do. A little bit of a donut, but he's allowed then Reliot through, which is going to give the AlfaRomeoStake.com kick Sauber Mega Green Monster Machine all the way through. So they're up to 3rd and 4th, which should probably be a net 2 and 3rd and 5th, which would be a net 2 and 4 with the penalty. And yeah, as Gunnar gets through on track there, that's the second helping of DRS. A little bit of a DRS train for the top 5 there. And let's have a look at Athanasu. Ooh, okay. Nice and friendly with himself and Hackett. As Benny Bono, after that spin, has picked up another 3 seconds, so he's at 6 seconds. So we are on the final lap of the sprint race, and Call Me Speed has an 8-second gap to P2 in 6 laps. We've got the yellow flag. Benny Bono's gone. I think we're just going to see it. Yeah, his car's spamming out into the wall. Not a happy home life. So that is Benny Bono's sprint race over. As everyone piles past it, but we'll go back on with the winner of the sprint race. I'm calling it early. I think he's going to do it. Winner of the sprint race, Call Me Speed, new in the division this year, and looks like he is probably the fastest driver by an absolute long shot. We're just coming through to the other boys here, and they're only just crossing the line. So Call Me Speed first, Gunnar second, Nexton third, Reliot fourth, Evan fifth, Joe Hayward sixth, Zetterville seventh with the 10-second time penalty, finished third on track, Athanasu eighth, Bog ninth, Brother Adam 10th, Hackett 11th, Cavolis 11th, Hackett 12th with penalties, Nell coming home in 13th, Berserk Looks like he's just finishing in 14th. Yep. And then we got Brandon bringing up the rear. He had a bit of an accident off the safety car, off the red flag. So just getting a few laps practice into the main race, I think, for him. In 15th, and then DNFers, we've got BB, Benny Bunno, and Little Mikey, who did not have the skills to complete his 12 laps today. So driver of the day is Relia, somehow. I did think he did start low down, so he did disqualify himself in the Benny's just popped on chat saying his tyres were piping hot, he upped the pressure. So that could have been the reason for his spin and DNF. I'll just run through the results quickly. So Call Me Speed for Guna, Nexton, Relia, Evan, Joe Hayward, Zetterville, Athanasu, and then out of the points we've got Bog, Brother Adam, Cavolis, Hackett, Nell, Berserk, Brandon, Benny Bunno, and Little Mikey in the Alpine. Blimey, that didn't take long to kick on. Well, the action does not stop here at DTR. We are straight back into a one-shot qualifying. So I will try and do a better job of seeing where we are on these. They're quite hard to switch between, but the leaderboard on the left should give us a good representation of where everyone is, how far they are around the lap. So if you see someone at the top of the leaderboard, they're likely furthest around the track and therefore in prime position for pole. So I think that's the way it works. And I think we are off. It fires you straight into the action. Okay. It's horrible to switch between drivers, so I'm going to try and stay on one of the top ones for now. Call Me Speed, driver numero uno. Oh, and Zetterville's actually quickest at the moment, so we'll switch to him as he is making his way into the second sector. Nice and tidy through there. Call Me Speed is... Oh no, Guna's now quickest. We'll switch on to him. Lovely sounding car, that is, as he goes into the braking zone and Zetterville's back quickest. Zetterville's back quickest, and Guna's back quickest. Oh, and Call Me Speed's back up here, and this is too close to call. Must be hundreds, thousands of a second. Probably should have the lap data on so I can compare, but we're a novice at this, so you know. Right. Guna coming through the final, but we've got Zetterville quickest at the moment. What's happened to Guna? Guna's down the bottom here. Oh, okay. I think something happened. So we'll run through the results of that. For some reason we switched on to Joe Hayward, but we'll run through the results. So Call Me Speed with a 0.16 seconds gap to Zetterville, to Athanasu, to Relia, to Nexton, to Benny Bunno, to Joe Hayward, to Evan, to Hackett, to Little Mikey, Brandon in 11th, Cavolis, Berserk, Brother Adam, Barry Bogarovsky in 12th, and two drivers with no time. That is Nell and Guna. Nell likes to start from the back to avoid any carnage going on. But let's see. That's the full list. And away I think we go into the main race. I'll run through the grid as we make our way round track. Yeah, Johnny Zetterville did get bloody quick. I remember racing him, I think maybe last season, the season before. I always thought I was faster than him. It's now proved to be the case that I am absolutely not. And I think I'm very happy that I'm in Division 2. for this season, I'm going to crack open a Radler to watch this race, so I can get the full enjoyment. Missing Wimbledon for this, so you know, needs must and everything. Let's. We're just waiting in the pit lane. I think players are setting their strategies, I believe. Oh, that is delicious. And we're still waiting for players, so people just adjusting fuel levels, tyre pressures, and I think we're off for a formation lap. Let's see what tyres we've got on going here. So, detail, we want the tyres. Right, so top 7 all starting on mediums until Evan, who's on the first one to take the leap on the hards. Hackett back on the mediums, Mikey and Brandon on the hards, Cavolis, Berserk on the mediums, Brother Adam on the hards, Bog on the mediums, and Nell and Guna on the hards. It looks sunny, don't trust it for a second. I'm going to add the lap data on. We'll go back to the leader who's looking to get a bit of heat in those medium tyres. Doesn't want to take too much life out of them, but I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, Johnny, I think it's good to have you back in racing. Good driver, nice and safe. So looking forward to racing you tomorrow night. But yeah, for me it's a bit of a survival job. But the nice thing about this format is essentially you get 2 chances, right? You can do the sprint or the main race, and if you do one of them well, you're going to pick up some points. So yeah, I like the format changes for this year. Alright, as we've got the drivers lining onto the grid, I'm going to add detail of position change. There we go, that's what we want to see. We want to get that off the screen, and camera type is fine. It's not the brilliant view, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, that's much better. We're on with Zetavol here, and can Call Me Speed get the start he wanted. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we're away. Call Me Speed gets a good start, as does Zetavol. He's right up the inside of him. Guna, Reliot gets a good start, but Afanasic. Ooh, have we got some action there? No yellow flags as yet, but I saw a lot of smoke popping up. We've got Benny Bunno off a place, Nexton down a place. As Cavolis has lost a place as well, so back in the outfield, but let's flick back to the leaders. And Call Me Speed is off into the sunset, the Max Verstappen now of this division, as I will call him. We've got Zetavol in 2nd, Afanasiu in 3rd, Reliot in 4th, 2 McLarens of Benny Bunno and Nexon in 5th and 6th, Joe Hayward in 7th, Evan in 8th, Hackett in 9th, Mikey in 10th, we've got Berserk in 11th, Cavolis 12th, Brandon, who's lost 2 places off the start, in 13th, Brother Adam 14th, Bog in 15th, Guna 16th, and Nell in 17th. So 2 Ferraris at the back there. Let's see what we've got going on. It looks like we're going to get a similar format to the sprint race with a couple of different actors here. So we've got Zetavol very quick. We've got Afanasiu in 3rd on the medium tyre as well. I'm going to put the tyre data back up so we can see what everyone's on and when we'll be expecting them to pit. Usually a 1-stop race if there's no rain. It looks sunny, but I haven't heard any detail from anyone racing, so I couldn't tell you anything. I'm just in the dark. Benny Bunno and Nexton in 5th and 6th. Hayward in 7th. All quite close gaps, but no real movement. Cavolis There we go. Takes the position on Berserk. DRS opened 1 lap earlier this year. Used to be after the 2nd lap, now it's after the 1st. And so we've got 2 wide going into the hairpin at the end. Oh, a bit of contact, and there's Mercedes front wing bouncing everywhere from Brandon. Oh dear, that's going to hamper him. I don't think it's enough to force him to stop, especially on the hard tyre. He won't want to. Get rid of those too soon. He'll probably just soldier on. Let's flick back to the leaders as we might get some action around here. But from 1st to 8th, 1st to 9th, they're all under 1 second. Hang on, I've missed something major. Zettervall has the lead. Call Me Speed has dropped into 2nd position and Zettervall has the lead. I'm not sure how I've missed it, but it's breaking news here at DTR. Call Me Speed is not the driver we thought he was, potentially. Let's see if he immediately regains his position, then drives off into the sunset. I'm sure he will. Yeah, he's got the DRS open, he's probably deploying the battery. And yeah, he takes a position and he'll have the nice load of DRS to help him speed away. Alright, normal service is resumed. Reliot in 4th, trying to hang on to those podium chases at the moment, but he's got pressure from Benny Bruno and Nexton. And we've got action down here, loads of action. Maybe he's not speed, maybe he just identifies as speed. Johnny, I'm not going to get cancelled. I'll keep my mouth shut. We don't know what bathroom he uses. Let's just keep it like that. Cavolis in the pit. He looks like, it doesn't look like that's a forced change. Oh, maybe it is a forced change. Perhaps take a front wing. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't see any yellow flags. Maybe just a little tap where he lost some pieces of it. So, Call Me Speed from Zettervall to Afanasou. Reliot, Benny Bruno, Nexton and Joe Hayward. Big DRS train for kind of the first 7 here. We got yellow flags in Sector 3. What's going on here? We have Berserk off the track. Berserk is off the track. Can you see any visible damage to the car? No, he looks fine. Any of the guys around him? Nell seems to have a front wing, Bog seems to have a front wing. I think everyone's unscathed apart from a bit of grass cutting. We'll flick back to the leaders here, see how they're all getting on. I'd love to be able to look at the battery percentages, but due to, I don't want any spies looking in the stream who are racing, who maybe have friends racing. I can see there is only one watching, so I might have a look later in the race. We'll let you know if I decide to do that, depending how this beer goes down. So Zettervall is quite tight to Call Me Speed here. Oh, 4 watching. Okay, I'm not showing battery percentages. As he gets the helping of DRS, but he's not closing up too quickly, but Afanasou's right up the back of him. And we got yellow flags in Sector 2, and it's Cavolis. Cavolis in trouble. You can't park there, mate. And he's not having the best of races. As he looks to get that Aston Martin back up and running. I'm not sure if he has any damage. He looks to be unscathed, maybe just a spin. So Cavolis back on the road. As Berserk picks up the first penalty of the day. Still got a DRS train. Evan down in 8th, looking to close that gap. You'd expect the tyres to come into life a little bit more over the next 6-7 laps as the mediums tend to drop off. But we're on lap 6 of 35 as we're watching Evan go through here. The eagle eye will be able to see battery percentages on the steering wheel. That's all the info I'm going to give you. Let's go back to Call Me Speed, right at the front. They're still leading along this line of 7 cars. These are probably the close. Oh, we've got yellow flags. We've got yellow flags. And there is a car stopped on track. It is Berserk. He will want to get up and running as soon as possible. Does he have damage? And he is unscathed. That front wing looks fine. As Nelboy gets through on Bogarowski, the 2 Ferraris fighting for 13th and 14th. And just maybe the DRS train being broken with Reliot falling outside a little bit. And ride on board with him for a bit. Can he get that gap back to within a second? It looks very sunny here, so looks like limited chance of rain. He takes a late braking route to make sure he gets that DRS into and we've got yellow flags in sector 1, and it looks like Berserk is having a day of it. He is front wingless at the moment. That is going to be a long route home for him to change that front wing. He will get out ahead of the leaders though, so you wouldn't expect him to be a lap down, but he's got to switch on quickly. As we go back to the leaders, it's still very tight at the top. The Zetterville doing a great job of sticking up sticking up to Call Me Speed, who drove off into the sprint race. But he does have Afanasu behind him in the sister Williams. The Reliot has dropped out of that DRS zone. Maybe he got past Benny Bruno. I need to know what's going on more. Oh, and we have action, and Berserk's gone. Berserk's DNF'd. Has he retired in the pit lane? I think he has. Now, that is not a good move. Not something you want to be doing. It will likely cause you a penalty, I think is the rules. So that gap from the first hard runner, Evan, is coming down to the back end of what was the original DRS train. He's now 1.7. Be nice for Williams to do well tomorrow too. Yeah, I'd love to see it, mate. Not at my expense, but you know, a nice 5th and 6th for you would be good. If the Mercedes can, I've got Wazza as my teammate, so a bit of a stinker there for me, unfortunately. We've got Zetterbol, who's managed to break the DRS to the Williams behind him. So it looks like just 2 of them leading out as Brandon picks up a time penalty warning. Time penalty warning. A time penalty. Oh, we've got yellow flags. As it is Brother Adam, and these Aston Martins are having a day. They are suffering out here. I thought we were in safety car, as it looked quite slow on my screen, but away we are away. So Call Me Speed and Zetterville are leading this one. Dig Afinasu has managed to just get back within the second. He doesn't have the rear wing open there on the DRS zone, so maybe he's pushing a little bit hard in those non-DRS sections to try and get back in. Reliot's really dropped off the back and under a little bit of pressure from Benny. And we've got Evan, those hard tyres coming to life, so watch out for Evan in the latter stages of this race. He'll be pitting later, and and will be on a faster tyre towards the end of the race. So Evan looking to make his charge now through the field. We'll flick back to Zetterville as he's following Call Me Speed very well. Ah, I did get some weather info. Apparently no rain predicted. So that should help the strategists amongst them. But it'll be interesting to see if any of these guys pulls the trigger first on the pit stop. I reckon you're looking kind of 14-15 laps maybe for the medium tyre, and then going for the hard. Some might want to extend, but if you're following a car, your tyres are getting hot, you're burning up a little bit, sliding all over the place, you might want to come in a little bit early and try the undercut. But he looks like he's just sticking behind him there. Berserk says he's struggled with grip. Yeah, it looked like he struggled with grip. I do as well. I'm not getting to grips yet at this new game. But then again, I've only played it about 7 times, so I need to put a few more hours in. So these three definitely now pulling away from 4th place Reliant. And we've got the McLaren charge firing down on that kick Sauber, maybe some T. Oh my word! The McLarens have hit each other for fiddlesticks. VSC, the McLarens have hit each other. So Nexton has gone into the back of Benny Bunno, and it's caused chaos. So virtual safety car. We may see cars coming into the pits here. We see Brother Adam coming into the pits, taking advantage there. Depending on how long this VSC lasts for, the leaders could get a bit of an advantage by attempting to pit. So let's see what they do. It will be quite a long run on that. Yeah, they're all coming in. All coming in. So hoping for no speed infringements here. Afanasiu stays out. Oh, and picks up a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC. That is a kick in the balls if I've ever seen one. You've got to keep an eye on those Delta folks. So let's see who's stayed out. So Afanasiu, oh, we're back to racing. So anyone pitting now is not getting the advantage of the virtual safety car. However, Benny Bunno's in the pits to, I think, repair that front wing. I did see them carrying a front wing away. That was probably the one he fucked up into the wall. So Evan looks to be a bit of a winner there, now up into 3rd. Yeah, and he's all over the back of Relia, who's going to be struggling for grip on those tyres. And when it rains, it pours for Brother Adam. He's got another penalty. So, Evan now into 2nd on the track, as Call Me Speed with those new hard tyres is making them work. He is, yeah, nicely through on the 12-lap old mediums of Hackett, who picks up a penalty for infringing the track limit, as Zetterville gets through on Little Mikey. We haven't seen much of Little Mikey today. Can he show us what he's got? He still hasn't pitted, so only 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. It looks like the Aston Martin troublemakers yet again. And, oh, unfortunately for Zetterville, he picks up a time penalty. That will not help him in his battle with Call Me Speed. So if we just flick back to the leader Afanasiu here, he's got to serve a drive-through and he's got to pit. This is going to plummet him down the rankings. I would assume he would come in and do something here. He's doing something. It close down to 80 kilometers an hour. Doesn't get done for speeding in the pit lane, thankfully. That will do. So is he pitting? No, he's... Ooh, hello. There's an Aston Martin there. All fine, lads. All fine. So he serves his drive-through. And back on the way. So Evan, I called it, takes the lead of the race, and he's got a 1.7 second gap down to Reliot. Both of these guys will need to pit as Apanasu picks up a 3-second time penalty. Okie dokie. So we've got little Mikey getting through on Hackett. So he takes the lead of that little mini train of cars there. Teammates in the Alpine. Ooh, what have we got there going on? I think it's an Aston Martin who's been lapped out of the way. Potentially. Yeah, there's still some blue flags flashing. And we've got... Oh, as Reliot picks up a 10-sec, he is going to be absolutely raging at that, and he's got no one to blame but himself. How hard is it to slow down as he comes in? But he's going to have that thought of the 10-second penalty in his mind. So, looking like... Oh, okay, that's interesting now. As Call Me Speed picks up 3 seconds, I'm just going to give you the detail of the penalties. So, Call Me Speed and Zettervol, and who are probably in contention for the lead of this race, or probably in the fight for the win, perhaps more than the other guys on track, are both on a 3-second penalty. So, racing on track is going to be what they're doing as Call Me Speed goes round Nexton, so clearing some of the non-pitted traffic. You'd expecting these medium runners to pit, so I'm expecting Nexton to come into the pits now, but this race looks like it's between Call Me Speed and Zettervol as Nexton does go into the pits. Ooh, it's a big slowdown. Did he get there in time? Yeah, looks like he did. Looks like he did. No penalty popped up on screen as he gets into his pit. Nice quick stop. Oh, he's got to go for a new front wing. Something's obviously happened there. So, not sure what's going on there. Apanasu in the pits again to change his tyres. And from going from third, he'll be down at 10th. So, first we have Evan yet to pit. Call Me Speed and Zettervol who have pitted but do have penalties. Little Mikey who's yet to pit in fourth. We've got the Stake.com, Alfa Romeo, Sauber, Mega, Green, Monster.com, Energy, Kick in 5th and 6th. Nell is up to 7th but yet to pit. Brandon in 8th, Joe Hayward in 9th and Hackett in 10th. The points paying positions. I'm just going to hop back on board with Zettervol to see if he can make up that gap, as he is now racing Call Me Speed on track. Does look like that gap's growing though between Zettervol and Call Me Speed. So the early pace that Zettervol was showing, not quite as good on the hard tyre. As Cavolis picks up a 10-second penalty for ignoring a blue flag. Not ideal. Is he in traffic? Yeah, he is. It's tough to get out of the way. As Reliot picks up more penalties. And that is not the way to avoid a blue flag. By just diving off and then coming back on. All fine. We're just going to give the detail of the penalties. So, Reliot has ruined his race. We've got Guna still in with a chance of a podium position. We're seeing penalties quite a lot here. So there's a late safety car, which there can be quite a lot here with the tight walls. You could see some of these guys being punished, as Call Me Speed has taken the lead of the race over Evan. Guna gets through on little Mikey. I think that puts him up into the net further. Look at the detail of the tyres back up. Yeah. Oh, they are still yet to pit. Sorry. So Guna's a good way behind Evan. Plus he has tyres. Let me just change the gap to leader. So Zetterville probably 3.1 off the back of Call Me Speed now. So he's extending that gap out to his pitted counterpart. We've seen quite a few of these hard runners going quite deep into this race, perhaps hoping for a safety car. As Zetterville overtakes Evan as he comes into the pits. So Evan getting rid of those hard tyres. Seems he's put on a set of mediums. Yeah, he does. And as some of the field floods past him, he'll be looking to get out ahead of Nell. And looks like he's done that, so he's got some nice clear air to make up on track. So non-pitters that we have left are Guna, Mikey, Nell and Brandon, all with their race start tyres on. But it looks like Call Me Speed is speeding off. I have a 3.3 second gap. He'll be not wanting to pick up any more penalties. He's shown he's can pick them up, because if he gets up to 6 seconds, he'll be in a bit of trouble. So he's close on track. We'll switch back to the interval. So we've got Mikey competing for 4th with Guna. It depends when these lads want to come in. I assume they're waiting for a safety car, but they're going to be losing time. The Nell bites the bullet. He comes in, get rid of his hard tyres. That will drop him right to almost the back of the competitive field. Yeah, and he comes out in 12th. Yeah, it'll be ahead of his teammate, you see on the track map there. So Evan making the charge on those mediums. That's a bit of a shame that he's got to get past Reliot. He was also on some fresh hards which have been bedded in, but those mediums should be quicker, and I reckon he'll get him on the next DRS zone. So we'll come down to the hairpin. We're looking to tuck in nice and close. As Bog picks up penalties for Bog prides himself on not getting many penalties, but like Gary Lineker never received a yellow card in his career. But as Evan does get through, and Guna is into the pits. Yeah, it's time to ditch the hards. And Evan is making his way up to 4th position. Guna in the pits. He will come out in 8th or 9th as Brandon pits as well. So the last one still on track who hasn't pitted is Mikey in 3rd, but he's facing some oh no, that's a lap car. I imagine he'll be facing some pressure from Evan soon. You can see that gap coming down. Yeah, so it's either Brother Adam or Cavolis there in the Aston Martins. Not having a great race, those Aston Martins. Down in 15th and 16th. yeah, as we see the Aston Martin getting out of the way, and then we've got the Haas of Evan looking to make a run on little Mikey, and you expect Mikey to come in the pits here, surely. Nope, he soldiers on. Just the leaders update, 3.8 seconds the gap between Zetterville and Call Me Speed. You'd think everything was going to be okay for Call Me Speed here, but you never know. This is racing, and it depends how much Evan can get this gap down, and then use the life of those medium tyres well. Have we got any battles on track? We've got Brandon at the back of Benny Bunham. Not too close there. And what have we got? We've got Reliot has got past Mikey. So Mikey still not pitting. He's got to have a safety car or nothing, right? That has to be his plan. Field getting a little bit more spread out. Evan not bringing that gap down much now to the two boys out in front, Zetterville and Call Me Speed. We've got 11 laps to go. Right on board with Evan for a while. See how hard he's pushing the car. We've got 3 people watching. Fantastic. Give us a shout. Let us know who you are. If you're a driver and you've got this in your head, don't text and drive. He's bringing the gap down a little bit. So it was 12 and a bit, it's now 11.8. So, he looks like he's pushing the car. He's a lemon. So we go down to the battle for the last points positions. We've got Nexton and Guna relatively close. Guna sits the fastest lap of the race on those fresh mediums. He's looking to make a late charge for the field and take advantage of all those penalties ahead of him. Look at, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. We got yellow flags. What's going on here? We got Joe Hayward and Cavolis, and there's cars everywhere. I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. And we all clear? Everyone's clear? As Bog picks up a second time penalty. Well, I'll be damned. I will be damned. That, you think, is Mikey's chance for the safety car, but it hasn't materialised. So, some EA developer is punishing little Mikey there. As Evan continues to bring the gap down, and the Reliot's now got a 4.7 second gap on blimey, that's a slidey from Mikey. Can't be much of those tyres left now at 24 laps. I'm not sure what the plan is. We will get the scorecard. Is Joe Hayward in the pits? I imagine that's, yeah, his wing's gone. That's going to hurt him. As we've got Nell now looking to pick up a point staying position there. Oh, we've got yellow flags in sector 3. What have we got going on here? We've got yellow flags. Cavolis has DNF'd. Has he retired in the pits? Maybe he has. We don't like that, do we? We don't like that. We've got some battle on track here. We've got the two Mercedes staying out of each other's way for 13th and 14th. Cool, it's like watching real F1. Mercedes in 13th and 14th. We'll just update you on the penalties. So 3 seconds for the 2 leaders, 13 seconds for Reliot in 4th. Athanasiu's got 3 seconds. We've got Mikey, nothing. Hackett's got 3 seconds. Bog with 6. Benny with 3. Brandon with 6. Hayward with 3. And Brother Adam with 9. So everything will get resolved kind of at the end of the race. But let's focus in on Guna for a second. He's making a bit of a charge on those cars ahead of him with the penalties, so there's potential for kind of a fourth place here. So that gap is coming down. Evan has kind of stopped making progress on the leaders there. Maybe he's burnt out those tyres pretty quickly. So back on with Call Me Speed. 7 laps to go, sorry. Lap 28.35. 4.5 seconds the gap. He won't be one of picking up any more penalties and getting pressure on himself. If you can just keep that gap back down to Zetterville, who's doing a good job, Zetterville. Very impressive drive from him. We've got Guna in 6th position. Let's just check those penalties again because I've forgotten. He'll need to get within get another second on Athanasiu to get himself up to 4th. Let's be crashing the car around a bit. See him come round to the hairpin. Oh, we've got next to him Little Mikey. Little Mikey's still on those 27 lap old hards. Well, I mean, we all make mistakes, right? But this is a big one. Oh, as Evan picks up a time penalty, and that could be, yeah, and Mikey loses another place. Yeah, those tyres are, you couldn't even sell them in a side street in Clapham. There's part worn. They're gone. They're gone. And Reliot has come in to serve his penalty. Interesting move as he goes for a pair of softs. Perhaps to release his teammate. He's going to lose the time anyway, so he might as well do the time where set the soft. He loses the pit stop time as well. Not sure on that one. We'll see how that turns out. So he was in 4th and going to drop down. He's now in 10th. He's still got a 3-second penalty, but he'll be on some monstrously quick tyres compared to the cars around him. He should pick up seconds per lap. And you can see that time tumbling down. And Guna now kind of losing time on Athanasiu, so perhaps you're at kind of crossover point where, you know, 7 lap old mediums, 12 lap old hards, they may be kind of feeling around the same tyre at this point in terms of pace. No real battles at the moment on track. What have we got? We've got Brandon closing in on Bob, who's on a similar tyre delta as the boys up the front we were looking at. Let's have a look at Mikey, see how hard this car is to control. You've got to think, well, you never know what's running through his head, but you've got to think he's got to get on these soft tyres at some point. There's Reliot takes an elbow there on those soft tyres, and you imagine that he will absolutely hammer. Look at the pace difference. Yeah. Oh, it's a sneaky overtake because I think he'll give himself a DRS there in the way he overtook. No, I'm completely wrong. Oh no, I never doubt myself. I was right. The way he overtook there was after the DRS detection line, so he could give himself this extra speed boost down the straight. And now he's going to be absolutely flying to get to Nexton. So looks like the soft tyre move has maybe paid off, as Mikey now finally sees some sense and comes into the pits for his soft tyres. He will be looking to get himself into the points, but it may prove a bit of a tall order as he's now down in 14th position, but he will have the tyre advantage on everyone ahead of him. Oh, yellow flags, we've got a Ferrari. Nels had an issue. Does he have damage? Does he have damage? I can't see at the moment. It looks like he may be missing an end plate off his, yeah, the front right end plate is missing. So that will be music to the ears of everyone from 11th down, who reckons they've now have a chance of a point scoring position, as Mikey and Benny Bunno are battling. Yeah, Mikey's through, so those soft tyres working well. Oh, he doesn't have any penalties, and Nell comes into the pits. Yeah, so he must have faced some wing trouble there. He's going to put soft tyres on and get a fresh front wing. And we see Mikey now up to 12th. He's got a 4-second gap and 3 laps to do it. So down to up to Bog. So I reckon Bog's very close now to Brandon for that final points position, but there are penalties, so I am just going to take the tyres off and look at the penalties. 2 boys in front of him have 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds. And Mikey's going to jump a fair few positions here. Oh, yellow flags, yellow flags, yellow flags. We have it's Brandon who's doing donuts. The race isn't over yet, Brandon, but he's fine, so that prompts Mikey up another position. Have I missed Bog getting another penalty? Yes, I have. Mikey's going to be in the points. Who would have thought it? Let's just check in on Relliot, how he's doing on those soft tyres. He hasn't. Maybe they were only good for a couple of laps or so. He's failing now to make progress on the next one. So it looks like he'll be finishing in 8th. Let's just check in on Mikey, because he's the one in the charge at the moment. He's drifting the car. What a maniac. So Mikey closing in on Bog. You imagine this will not be a difficult overtake, as Brandon comes into the pits. Fresh front wing for his final lap. As Mikey gets past Bog. And he will, if he gets with it, if he keeps that gap at 5 seconds, he'll pick up another position as well. So yeah, good work from Mikey there. Now, 7 of the top 8 have managed to be equally as naughty with their track limits violations, so they won't be moving positions. Guna has got enough of a gap. Well, Afanasi was enough of a gap to Guna that he won't be losing a position there. So your top 8 is kind of as you see it at the moment. And let's just check in with the leader. It's a bit like Sky Sports Max Verstappen coverage, you know, you just let him roll for the race, and then you check back in on the final lap when he's run it. So he comes back to start his final lap, I think. Final lap? Yeah, final lap. Lap 35 of 35. He makes his way around the second corner. We'll go on board with him. Oh, that gap has come down. Oh no, I was getting excited. Oh, and it also said all over 3 seconds on me. So as he goes through the second sector now, nice and easy. Fourth gear, flick left, flick right, take a bit of the curb. Seems absolutely fine here. No need to go too heavy. Yellow flag. What for? Boggs had an incident, I think. He's slowing down. Maybe to let the leaders through, I think. We'll flick back onto Call Me Speed as he comes through and takes his first win in DTR. Nice drive from him. Zetterville in second. Evan put in a good race, nice strategy on the hard tyre as he comes through the final chicane. Brother Adam picks up another 3 seconds, I don't think that'll make too much difference. Evan in third, Athanasi right behind him in fourth. Guna comes round, and we've had a bit of a switch of position between Nexton and Hackett. Oh, love to see it. Guna in fifth, Nexton sixth, Hackett seventh, Relia in eighth. Yeah, looks like. Joe Hayward in ninth. As he comes across the line, but will he stay ninth? Mikey coming across the line now, and I think he was going to steal that position from Hayward, and he does, so he goes up to ninth, picks up a couple of points. 11th. Oh, Benny picks up another time warning. We have Nell right behind him, so it looks like... Oh dear. I think Nell had crossed the line, as he does finish 11th. And that's killed my ability to switch anything. So, driver of the day, Guna. Yeah, why not? I'm going to give it to Call Me Speed, but as he won every session. But Guna was the winner, apparently, of the driver of the day. So participation medal goes to him. Call Me Speed in the Williams takes the first win. Zetterville second, Evan third, Guna fourth, Nexton fifth, Afinasu sixth, Reliot seventh, Hackett eighth, Hayward ninth, Mikey 10th, Nell 11th, Benny 12th, Bog 13th, Brandon 14th, Brother Adam 15th, Cavola 16th, and Berserk 17th. Those last two didn't finish. So, well, that's wrong, obviously, so I'll have to go through the results of the race, which were Call Me Speed 1, Zetterville 2, Evan 3, Afinasu 4, Guna 5th, Nexton 6th, Hackett 7th, Relia 8th, Mikey 9th, Hayward 10th, Nelway 11th, Benny 12th, Barry Bogorowski 13th, Brandon 14th, Brother Adam 15th, Cavola 16th, Berserk 17th. Last two did not finish the race. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you all next week or tomorrow for the Division 2 race, where let's have some more competitive action, I think. Yeah.